Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Ka-Pow Comics. I am your ever-loving host, Shorty. First off, an apology for a lack of reviews last week. Last Wednesday night, I went to a gig and I took a hit to the face, and unfortunately, I broke the skin inside my mouth, and it meant talking was really painful. It's still a bit sore, but I'm able to work through it. So hopefully this week, you'll get all your reviews sorted out. Absolutely fine, no problem. To begin with, this week we have a bunch of new stuff. We're going to get to comic books later. Let's start with merchandise first, because this is the smaller amount of it, because we have a couple of action figures, both DC Multiverse, got Red Hood and Dark Flash. This has been reserved for somebody. This might be. I will need to double check on that, and I'll get back to you. And another, Something is Killing the Children official bandana. I've already got two of them. Do I go for three? I mean, I've already got more bandanas that I can wear like all the time, but you know what? Why the heck? I probably will. Graphic novels and manga now, so let's move those slightly out of the way. I'm hoping this is all stuff that's out this week. I've not really gone through and checked 100% to make sure this is not just some backorder stuff, but we should be fine. Legend of Zelda, Volume 10, Twilight Princess. Kamen Rider Kuga, which I think is something that's been out for a while, but Titan have recently got the rights to do a brand new comic book, so I think they're reprinting a lot of the manga stuff too. We have the new Attack on Titan omnibus. We get a few of these in because they sell quite well, but still don't necessarily go to sleep on them. However, one thing I will say, which I found out this weekend, I thought it was the case, but it was nice to get it confirmed. The place we get our comic books from, Diamond UK, has an exclusive deal with Kodansha now. Because we used to actually get Kodansha somewhere else, but they were not a great company to deal with. Now I just can get it from Diamond UK. Hopefully that means we won't be stuck in situation with a lot of manga stuff like the Yen and the Viz and things like that, which we can sometimes be waiting months to get restocked. I mean, if you ever come into my shop and asked us about Chainsaw Man or My Hero Academia or even some of the Junji Ito stuff like our bestsellers, you've been told that yes, global manga shortage means we are putting like 6 month waiting list on some of this stuff, and even then we don't know when we're going to get it. We'll just put the orders in and hope for the best. Hopefully, we'll have the same problem with the Kodansha. On to other things. Graphic novels now. We have Grant Morrison, Wonder Woman Earth 1 Complete Collection. Proves available in, I think, 3 volumes, but nice to get them all in one place. Arkham City Order of the World Collection. Genuinely cool. Met Dan Watters at the weekend, and he's awesome. Trials of X, the latest in the ongoing thing, where instead of it just being one particular story, this is Cable, Trial of Magneto, and Wolverine, like a bunch of all stuff all put together. Captain Carter gets collected. A lot of people did enjoy that one. New Mutants Volume 3 by Vita Ayala. Fantastic Four by Dan Slott. I think is it still Dan Slott? His name isn't particularly on the cover there. Oh, a few different people are still there. But I've been told by people who started reading this that it wasn't necessarily an amazing thing and it kept them involved for very long. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Batman Spawn, the classic collection. I think this version of it is fairly new. So if you've been waiting to chance to read that before they do the brand new Batman Spawn, yes, that's a good thing. And the Spawn Compendium 3. This is one that I think is actually on pre-order for somebody else. But it's because of the size of it and the price of it, we don't generally get a lot of these kind of things for the shelf. But it's nice to know we can order them. Speaking of big, expensive things, Ronnie Barnes, Philadelphia, Volume 1. Getting a lot of good reviews. Unfortunately, nobody in my store picks it up, so I didn't have a reason to just get it on the shelf just so I can read it. Bad business decision. But I've got to be honest, it's only like £35, £36 for a big hardback book. That might tempt me to pick it up at some point. What's slightly more tempting, though, is the Die hardcover, the one that you've seen as the thumbnail for this video. This is a strapping volume. I think it is the first complete story of this critically acclaimed series. So that's like volumes 1 through 20. So you are paying 50 odd quid for it, I think, which still isn't bad considering how much each comic would cost you to get individually. Not least because buying issue ones at the moment are not cheap. And also it's Kieran Gillen, who again I met this weekend. Fun story for all the people who are wondering what it's like at Thought Bubble. Well, on the Sunday involved me and my friend going around to Simon Spurrier, Kieran Gillen, and Al Ewing, and asking them who they think would win in a fight if all three of them had to fight each other. Predictably enough, Gillen and Spurrier both kind of prevaricated a little bit, came up with excuses, talked about like maybe what they do. Got to Al Ewing, asked him, he paused for not even 2 seconds, looked me dead in the eye, and went, I would. Just nice to know. Cool guy. On to comic books now, though. And we've got a few here which are start series, but mostly some one-shots and specials, if I'm honest. Maybe a mini-series or two. So it might, again, not be a great week for reviews, but I promise I will at least get some done this week. Sorry, I just keep catching the inside of my mouth. I do apologise. I'm trying not to worry about it too much, but it does hurt to talk sometimes. Batman, One Bad Day. This is Mr. Freeze one. This is one that hasn't had as much people trying to grab it. And maybe like Jerry Dugan's writing style, it tends to lead to more big bombastic kind of stories, and that's cool. But Matteo Scalera on the artwork, he's an absolute genius, and that's probably the reason why I'm going to be reading that one myself. New Blade Vampire Nation issue one. I'm not sure if this is a one-shot or a miniseries. Captain America and the Winter Soldier special. I don't know how special it is. Literally only one person gets it in this store. Not special, but Dark Crisis, Worlds Without Justice League, Batman by Spuria and Suck. This one is done as a one-shot. It's leaving you to decide if it's special or not. I like that. Another one of Peach Momoko's Demon Wars thing. We have Shield of Justice. We have a regular cover, a cover that has been ordered for somebody, and a Peach Momoko variant as well. From Bun and Cantirino, and I've probably pronounced that name wrong in the past. I'm still not entirely sure I am. Cantirino? I hope it's vaguely close to what I'm doing here. Daughter-in-law, Night by Night. Don't really know much of the premise on this one, but her artwork was used to great effect in Human Remains and a couple of things I've read recently, so definitely worth checking that one out. Gold Goblin issue 1. We've got a few goblins. Why not go gold? And from Scotty Young, a new I Hate Fairyland. I never read the original I Hate Fairyland. It was a point where I wasn't really paying that much attention to Scotty Young. I liked his art style in like an aesthetic kind of way, but it didn't really lead me to think the stories would be my cup of tea. But I have grown to like him. He's done some stuff which I have enjoyed, which surprised me. We have cover A there, cover B, which is quite similar, but there are some subtle differences. Both of which are, just entertaining in their own way. And we have a blank variant as well. I'm fairly sure the second cover you saw that has been reserved for somebody, but we've got a couple of spares, I think, kicking around with the regular one. Murder World Avengers, part of the start of the Murder World thing. A new Brian Michael Bendis one. This one came out a couple of weeks ago. Nobody asked us for it until last week, so we finally got it in for them. Stargirl Lost Children. I don't really know much about the character, but I've got to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Nauk's artwork. He gets like a lot of variant covers, and I've always been kind of surprised by that. Star Trek Resurgence, based on a video game prequel to the Star Trek Resurgence video game. Not played the game, so I don't know how that's going to tie in, if at all. And a new Star Wars Hidden Empire miniseries by Sewell, 5 issues of that one. But it's Star Wars. I've got to imagine if you're already liking Star Wars, you won't need me to tell you to go out and read it. That's all the cool new stuff we've got in today. But as I mentioned last week, it is a 5 delivery month, so I'd expect like slightly smaller piles as we're going through. But that is it from me for now. If you do want to get in reviews, and I promise I will try my best to do more reviews this week than I did last week, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tell all your friends about me. I'll do one last thing before I leave, and I've deliberately left this at the end, so if you've got what you wanted out of this video, if you literally came here just to see cool stuff that's out, you can go now. This story is of no concern to anyone except me, because it's cheered me up. I've been doing these videos for a while, and I've always kind of known that I'm doing it mostly for myself. It started originally as a little way to reach out to customers during the lockdowns. I carried on doing it because I kind of enjoy doing it. And the reviews came on just from me basically wanting a reason or an excuse to read more comic books. And when I do these reviews, I put them on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, etc. And I generally tag the creators if it's something that's really good. I don't do this because I want the creators to look at me. I actually kind of prefer it if they didn't. It makes me really nervous to think that I'm reviewing something and the person who created it is watching it, because I think, what if I've got it wrong? It's going to be terrible. I tag them, so if you read a review or watch a review and think, this sounds great, I want to find out about the person who did it. If you're on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, there's like a little thing you just click and you'll go to their social media. All well and good until I'm queuing up to get something signed by Christian Ward, and I ask him if, as a little favour, he could let me know how much it cost to get a sketch cover done of something. And he went, "Oh, I know you. You've reviewed several of my comic books. I'll tell you what, I'll do you this for free." And it was genuinely one of the nicest moments of my weekend. I absolutely loved it. And his sketch was fantastic. I'll show you, but it's a huge pile of things that have been signed at the weekend I've got to get sorted out. But it really made my day. And it is nice to know that random people out there have seen it. I actually met other people who recognise me from this YouTube channel who I had no idea who they were. It made my day. So if you do like these videos, if you think, yeah, it's kind of cool, it's worth watching them every once in a while, even if not, you don't necessarily watch every review, tell your comic book friends, because you never know, they might also find something cool in this, and they might discover something they wouldn't usually have done. That is now it from me for now. I'll be back with a review at some point. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.